What's up, everyone? This is the BumCast presented by Windy City Sports Cards. I am your host, HBIC, the head bum in charge on Baloney, the Southside bum, Dougie Fresh, and happy Monday, gents. We are not at the game tonight, but the Sox are currently on. They are losing 1-0, unfortunately. But
who cares?
after this weekend, are we really surprised by anything? No.
We faced a buzzsaw that we call the Cubs offense.
I hate saying that.
Yeah, I know. But
I'm on the Bears season. I'm looking forward to the fall. Baseball's over.
I'm already looking at hot stove Blackhawks stuff. I wonder if you have any insight on that.
Yeah, it looks like they're talking around that first pick. They might be moving that bad boy. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited.
Yeah. Guys, I'm going to apologize if I sound a little nasally. I'm congested as hell. I'm fighting allergies for the past week. Tree pollen sucks. I'm all drippy and had a bad week in it. So hopefully this Claritin kicks in and I don't sound as bad. But apologies in advance.
Have you tried Zyrtec?
No, I usually just do Claritin or Sudafed.
Okay, I like Zyrtec. Zyrtec's really good.
Zyrtec?
Yeah,
I'm a team Zyrtec too.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like lines in the sand when it comes to like allergy medication and stuff. Like people are like hardcore, like either Claritin or Zyrtec. You don't really find many, or Allegra or something. You don't really find people who are like, you're like, oh yeah, I take this and this and this and that. Like it's like, no, I stick with this and that's it. Damn it.
Well, I think what it was is that I became so immune. I used to take Claritin all the time. I think I used it like so much that it just stopped working. And I switched over to Zyrtec, and Zyrtec just helped ever since. So I like it. I mean, if you never tried it, I think
I'll try some Zyrtec.
Yeah,
I'll see.
Check it out.
Team Z.
I unlike you three pussies, man up and just sneeze my way through misery.
I had you as like a nasal flow type guy.
No,
do you guys do
my eyes water?
I can't do the neti pot, the pot or whatever it's called.
I do almost every day. I do the it's called Navage, the flush in the shower. I do that every day.
I've heard that too. I heard that's really good.
It's really nice.
From the ceiling to the basement, you flush everything out.
Oh yeah,
nice.
It all goes to the same place, so why waste a toilet flush?
It's all pipes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy in the comment.
All right.
Oh, hey, welcome. So, Johnny, I saw you went golfing this weekend. How did you keep score? How'd you do? You don't keep score.
I did not keep score.
You don't keep score.
I mean,
how dare you ask that question?
Yes, it was more best ball at that point. But it was a beautiful day to golf. I mean, it was definitely great. I went to Arrowhead with Missy and her family, so that it was a really good time. It was for her brother's birthday. I was shooting the ball really good. I was driving the ball really good. It just kept going into the bunker a lot. I guess that was one of my problems. It's like I was wasn't doing good on when I got it, and I got it onto the green for the most part, so I was doing pretty well with that. But after that, I just screwed myself, and it just sucks. So,
what do you mean you got it on the green for the most part? Were there holes where you just didn't get it?
No. What I'm saying is, the problem is I was driving the ball well, got it on the green, and then it just kept on going into the bunker. So that's where my problem was. So,
okay.
Yes.
My question to you was going to be: Missy golfed with you. It was for her birthday. She said that she golfed one of her best rounds of her life. Did she beat you? Is she a better golfer than you? We're not judging.
No. She was hitting the ball good. But no, I will say the only person in our group that actually got par was actually her mother. She actually got a par.
Hell yeah.
So now she's getting upset. Uh-oh.
Yeah. I just want to know. I want to know.
But I know it was going to be a little bit of rust. It was the first of the season, so I got to get up to the driving range a little bit more. I kept on slicing it. You know what I'm saying? Kept on slicing it, and it sometimes it was hitting it straight, but other times it was slicing it. So I gotta improve. So I was talking to our cousin Javi. Shout out Javi. longtime listener since I don't know if he still listens. I don't know if he still listens, but he was, yeah. But we were talking about golf and stuff like that, and obviously he's an avid golfer, and I was just telling him that I need to fix my game, and he was like, I've been trying to say that to myself for the past 20 years. So, but overall, it was a good day.
Oh, well, I spent the whole weekend in Denver. I went with my wife's family to visit my brother-in-law who lives out there. It was good. So first off, I want to say shout out Dougie for the beer recommendations. You and Aaron hit me up with I asked you guys, give me a list, and you get me up. And I have to say, your list was good. So thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Pleasure to help.
Yeah. A couple of those you gave me were like an hour away, and I'm like, yeah, we're not driving that far. But the ones that were close in downtown, they were really good. But I got, and we went to some drinks. I got some cocks we're gonna rate later, which is gonna be a very interesting segment. But one thing I was very shocked to see, and we stayed in the northern part of Denver, and we had it at Airbnb, so because it's someplace close to my brother-in-law's house, so we weren't super far away.
Mm-hmm.
Denver might have the highest amount of Mexican restaurants per capita that I've seen anywhere outside of Mexico or even Pilsen. So I have this map here, and I just typed in Mexican restaurants because when we were driving around, these places are all right next door to each other in a high concentrated area. Look at this. So
wow,
we were staying right down here, and this whole road is nothing but Mexican restaurants. And then you go to the other side, and they got a whole nother high concentration. It was shocking to see that many taco joints in such a small proximity in Denver, of all places.
I am so glad that this picture came up perfect because I did see this one when I was out there too. The original Chubby Mexican is one of the name of the restaurants.
Hey, yo.
I want to know, is there a Chubby Mexicans 2 or Chubby Mexican 3? That's what I want.
Look above it. It's also Big Mama's Burritos. So there's all these fat restaurants apparently.
Yeah. The one thing that I remember, and Sam's in the comments too, it was a ton of chili places and a ton of Mexican places when I went.
Yeah, I was surprised, just driving, because we had to make a couple stops to get some beer and some snacks and stuff like that, and just driving around, you're Mexican joint, you're what the hell? I did not expect this in Denver. So, but you guys were saying that potentially
that makes sense. That does make sense of why there's so many. See?
Okay,
Gordo nailed it. Stoners love Mexican food, and
that makes
when I went to
sense
Denver.
now.
I didn't notice the Mexican restaurants, and you think I would have noticed the Mexican restaurants, but I didn't. But I did notice the dispensaries literally everywhere. So it's oh, this all makes sense now.
Yeah, speaking of Gordo, quick super chat from him.
Oh,
cheers, Joey P. Joey
Gordo.
P's might be still in Mexico, or he
came back.
He came back.
The world now. He might be back in Mexico. Do you see how much tequila he's bringing? He's muling that thing back and forth.
He's just transporting. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is an important email. Email Jason, please.
And Jason only.
Jason
I wanted to just bring up something that came to pass in Denver. Saturday night we had a barbecue at my brother-in-law's place, and he had a bunch of his friends from the neighborhood over, which was really cool because it seemed like a lot of young professionals in this area, and they all know each other, and then when they get together, the whole neighborhood comes over. It's really cool vibe, it's something I wish we had over here. But my mother-in-law mentioned that she wants it because it was a big talk with Andor and everything. My mother-in-law mentioned that she wants to start watching all the Star Wars movies. So my sister-in-law's pregnant. They're big Star Wars nerds, and she's like, well, I want to watch them before the baby comes so I know all that stuff. So we got into a highly contested debate over this. Star Wars, release order or timeline?
Dougie, I'm gonna mute you because I feel like we just asked him trigonometry. We're still working on the MCU review for Dougie. We got to get to Star Wars season 7 of us watching movies.
Let me know when I need to be back.
Yeah, it has to be. I think, in my opinion, it has to be release order. I think you start 4, 5, 6, and then go back to 1, 2, 3. And if you want to skip 7, 8, 9, that's fine. I didn't mind them as much as other people. A lot of people hated them. I didn't think they were all that bad. Just watch them all.
Yeah, watch.
I think you go 4, 5, 6. I think you start off just like everyone grew up starting off watching them.
Yeah, I guess that's the way you could probably go as well too. I mean, you can also go in order as well too, just from the beginning, so you can understand it. But I understand where Peter's coming from. It's just because it's the way that it basically how it set everything up for the Star Wars universe, you know. So I don't know what's people's issues with the first 3. I mean, I thought they weren't not that bad. Everybody was all pissed off at that Phantom Menace one.
Phantom Menace is the worst of the 3. Episode 2 and episode 3. Episode 3 is a good movie. I liked episode 3 a lot. The score, there's a bunch of good scenes in that. But yeah, like if you watch it, like, you know, chronologically, the big reveal of "I'm your father" doesn't make any sense. You know, like that gives it away. So I think I would watch it 4, 5, 6.
I was a big proponent of timeline order. And I said timeline plus throw in the TV shows because there's actually on the
God.
Yeah, that's too much.
Forever.
That's too much. You got to start with the movies.
So
Start with the Clone Wars.
I said 1, 2, 3, and then Andor, Rogue One, 4, 5, 6, Mandalorian, Boba Fett, and then 7, 8, 9 if you want to be sadistic. But I was, and there was arguments going for and against, because one person was saying that like he was start episode 4 because like the quality gets better, and if you start in the timeline, the quality is going to deteriorate from the movies. And I said, I get that, but all those are remastered now in HD and stuff anyways.
Yeah, but even the fight scenes are so shitty. And I'm saying that as a huge Star Wars fan, and I love those movies. Those are the movies I grew up with. But like, you can't go like start with the new ones and then go see the slowest lightsaber battle ever and be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, no, I told her she can decide what she wants to do. I said timeline. I said, you know, especially throw in Andor and Rogue One, so episode, because it's just the way it goes right into episode 4. So I was like, that's my timeline order. But it was highly everyone had a vastly different opinion. Someone like my brother-in-law was saying do machete chop, and I'm like, no, that doesn't make any sense to do a machete chop for Star Wars.
Yeah. The only other thing I would say, if you're making them watch the TV shows as well, you might as well make them watch the cartoons, because Rebels and Clone Wars are awesome. That's some of the best Star Wars stuff out there. So it's like, if you're deep diving that much, you might as well just watch the cartoons too.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm curious to see what she finds.
You gotta ask Josh. You gotta ask Josh and Chirizi and see what they say.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna get some.
Dougie, you awake?
This is the most uncomfortable I've been on this podcast since the spelling bee. I'm just telling you right now.
All right, we're gonna get into some Sox talk, but before we do, let's pay some bills. The BumCast is proudly sponsored by Windy City Sports Cards, who specializes in buying and selling all things related to Chicago sports. Whether you are a diehard fan of the Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, White Sox, or Cubs, they have you covered with an extensive selection of sports memorabilia and collectibles. In addition to Chicago-focused items, they also offer a vast selection of sports trading cards and memorabilia from your favorite teams and players. So visit their online store at 312WindyCitySportsCards.com to find exactly what you are looking for to complete your collection or discover a new favorite. All right, we're going to get with some White Sox talk, and unfortunately, it was not a good weekend for our boys. They actually got bullied by the Cubs, and PCA is a 3 initials I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear for the rest of my life, and it sucks.
He's El Diablo, that boy. That
So
child.
I unfortunately didn't get to watch any of the games. I just caught highlights because obviously, CHSN doesn't, their antennas don't go, 1,000 miles out west. No app because I'm not paying for that. So,
Good point,
so
good point.
you guys tell me how did our I saw our boys get our ass kicked, but was it as bad as it seemed? Because it seemed like our defense really fucking sucked last weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even the defense. It was just they were outclassed, man. They were outclassed by a better team. I mean, they took the lead early on Friday. I was excited. I was working actually, and I ended up seeing Road Dogg on Friday. He's like, "Hey, we got the lead," and I was like listening to the game on my headphones. And I'm like, "Oh no, they're losing already." And again, they had to lead twice the whole weekend, but it never felt like no lead feels safe with the White Sox. But they were just never in it. Like. They got their ass handed to them. That Saturday game, I think PCA beat them on his own. Like it was like he was doing the fucking Bugs Bunny meme where he's playing all positions, home runs and pitching and everything else. And I said, like, he's the fucking boogeyman at this point. And the one thing that stood out, it was like he gave a fuck. Like he was amped up about this series. And I'm not saying like the Sox didn't give a fuck, but like PCA is one of those guys. We're gonna hate him for a long, long time on the south side of Chicago, but he's almost like an AJ Pierzynski type, right? Like if PCA was on the Sox, we'd all fucking love that motherfucker. So all I'm hoping for, and I'm not comparing the two because the talent's not there, but like a Chase Meidroth or an Edgar Caro or a Kyle Teal or one of the two Montgomerys, we need one of those guys to become our version of PCA, because it's not going to be Luis Robert. We thought we had a center fielder for the next 10 years, and it's just not it. So I need my own version of that. I don't know what we got to do. I don't know who you got to develop, but I want my own version of that fucking scumbag, talented fucking center fielder.
I will say though, my brother-in-law he's a big Cubs fan, and he kept on saying, we're all together, like hanging out, we're all together, and he's like, PCA, just needling, poking the bear. And I was like, you know what? I can't wait for PCA to be wearing pinstripes in a couple of years, because the Yankees are going to sign him 100%, and then all your pro PCA love, you're going to be a turncoat on him because he's going to 100% sign with the Yankees.
It's going to be him or the Dodgers or the Phillies or somebody who's loaded with money.
Mets.
The Mets. Yeah.
I was gonna say if he signs with the Yankees, they might have to lax the hair rules or whatever for that dude. I don't know.
There is a little bit of positive stuff that we should talk about. It was, Miguel Vargas had a very good game on was it Friday? Where he had 2 home runs. He had a double as well too, and obviously cheers Meidroth as well too. He's been hitting as well too. I see a lot of positives on the younger players. Obviously Tim Elko got a home run, so there's a little bit of positives into this. Not a lot, because like how we mentioned, they got their ass kicked. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, there is a superior team, and kind of, it sucks to say, because I'm very into these series no matter what. But drink what?
I don't know. Keep going.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, the Cubs are a good team. I mean, they are who they are. The Sox are who they are as well too. So, it's just unfortunate that we're gonna might see this for the next couple of years, because we don't know where this team's going as far as like getting free agents, the way these prospects are going to be playing. I mean, we got a lot of good. Seems like we got a lot of good prospects, but overall, it's going to be a tough, especially when the Cubs come to down to the south side. I don't know how that's going to happen. I hope we don't get swept. That's all I'm asking.
So I was going to ask you guys a question about that. So we had the tailgate last year, and it was Cubs Sox. We had Michters there, and it was a fun. And both sides, I thought, like, I thought 10 years ago, I'm never going to a White Sox Cubs game again. I've had my fill of them. I've outgrown this. I had a great time last year. Everyone was cordial.
Yeah.
This last 3 games, I don't know what it is. It seems like both fan bases got turned back up to 11, even though the White Sox suck. And it was miserable to be online. Like, I watched all the games, but like on Twitter or on Reddit or anything else, I'm like, holy shit, we're back to this meathead arguments again. And we're going to get to a couple later in the show, but like, do you guys think if the Cubs are this good and they continue on this run, do you have any reservations about the Whiskey at Comiskey on the South Side?
No, I don't have any reservations about it, but I mean, I guess this is what happens. The meatheads come back out from their holes in the ground after they win some games and they're in first place. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're like puffing your chest about. We have 14 fucking wins. Half our team isn't going to be here by the end of summer. So I don't know what the hell, this is supposed to be like. Yeah, you beat us. You should have beat us. I think everyone with a sane brain was like, well, maybe the Sox can take one, and that's it. But I didn't expect the Cubs or the Sox to sweep them or win the series or anything. The Cubs are good, and I hate saying that. It sucks, but yeah, the meatheads definitely are back out from the woodwork after being good now. So,
well, I'll be honest. I didn't think that there was a Cubs Twitter out there. I thought there was just like Prez and some other people, but they just came out. To me, I felt like it came out of nowhere. Was it just me, or
I don't think that there's necessarily a Cubs Twitter. It's just not organized enough. Like I noticed that when I was getting the backlash from that Hawks thing. Like, they're just not organized. They don't really have like a group of people. It's just a bunch of people on Twitter that like the Cubs. That's all it is. They don't really have like a community. And maybe it's because there's just too many of them, there may be just too many of them. And like, they just don't go to games together like that or what, I don't know. But the one thing that I feel happened in this whole series, and I agree, they were amped up again. The meatheads were all out in full force. And I believe that this was all spurred on by the Pope. If this Pope thing didn't happen, there wouldn't be any Cubs, White Sox like banter right now. It would just be
kindling.
It was the kindling of everything or whatever.
But they're still butthurt about it.
Yeah, exactly. They got that. They got pantsed. They got pantsed, and this was just their. Well, see, we're still the better team. Like, we knew you're the fucking better team. So that's all it was.
That's good. That's a good point, Dougie.
I like that. I didn't think of that. That is a good point. It's something that, like, the rhetoric was there even a week before the series, because we did have that. We talked about it, and like that did feel like a little bit of a W, right? Where they put the Pope on the marquee, and then no, not so fast. He's actually a Sox fan, and we were all celebrating it. And we got the shirts, and it was just a silly little win in our column, but maybe they did take it personally, and they wanted a little bit of revenge, and they got some revenge by an ass whooping on the north side of town.
Yeah. Here, Joey says, you're gonna tell me if the Sox didn't sweep the Cubs, you guys wouldn't be acting like meatheads with meat in your pants? Oh, 100%. I would have been like, Pope. The Pope does miracles.
Yeah. Yeah, the Pope. Yeah, the Pope does miracles. He's one of us.
Spoiler alert. Meat's always in my pants. So
what?
You're talking about pork chops, right?
Yeah, pork chops.
Yeah, no, beef jerky in his pockets.
Yeah,
so I did see a lot of Andrew Vaughn is pointless again tweets over the weekend. So it seems like Tim Elko, I know he hit the home run, but Andrew Vaughn, not good weekend.
Dude, he didn't even run that. With that pass ball, like. It was a strike. He didn't even run. Like, there was no hustle there. I mean, I don't know if that was a reason why he got sat out for the third game or not, but I'm assuming yes. Like, you just don't, this is baseball 101. You don't like just, where the hell's the ball? And I don't fucking run. Like, I'm so tired of fucking Andrew Vaughn at this point. I don't know why he's still on the team.
Yeah. And so Tim Elko had the home run. Before that, like, we knew he was going to struggle. We know he's going to strike out, but he's got pop in his bat, and that's going to carry him in a long way, especially on this team where no one else hits home runs. But yeah, Andrew Vaughn at this point in time is pointless on this team, because the thing that was noticeable, and one of the notes I had written down, is that Tim Elko, just because of his size, is a much better defensive first baseman too. And I'm not even talking about him grabbing and picking up ball. It's just people throwing to him. He's a bigger target, and he looks like he's a proper first baseman as opposed to Andrew Vaughn. So if Andrew Vaughn's not going to be hitting the ball and he doesn't serve a purpose defensively, I think his WAR is down to like negative 1.8 WAR. We're not even into June right now. He is pointless on this team. I'd rather have Tim Elko and his strikeouts, because he's going to be better defensively and he's going to hit the ball out of the ballpark, once or twice a week.
Are we worried about Tim Elko being sent down in a week or so because of the call, like the injuries?
I don't think they can. I don't think they can at this point. I really don't, because if Andrew Vaughn was hitting the cover off the ball and he was running out, drop their strikes, then maybe. But like, you can't. He's almost irreplaceable by just standing next to Andrew Vaughn. Tim Elko's like, holy shit, this is all I got to do.
Right. It's like those old frick, I forgot what his name was. But the DirecTV versus cable, those commercials.
Yes.
Yeah, Rob Lowe. Yep.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Tim Elko. I'm your first baseman, and I'm Andrew Vaughn, the not so good first baseman.
Yeah, right.
All right. So Peter, you said you had some fan tweets, some fan police.
There was some fan policing going on all weekend long. The first one happened on Friday. Our friends on Sox on 35th, Maddie Spagnola, was at the game on Friday. She was all over TV. She was sitting next to the family of Ballesteros, who's the call up for the Cubs, had his first hit on Friday. And I guess she was seen celebrating with them. And immediately she caught flack because people were pissed off. And I was like, it just seemed like she was being a good neighbor, especially when you're sitting with the family of a player, like you're just being cordial at this point. Like, what would you do in that situation? Are you going to be booing the guy sitting next to his family or something?
Yes.
Maybe I wouldn't be surprised, Jay.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd boo, but I don't know if I'd be celebrating, man. I mean, like,
if it's still my team, like her parents, I'd be like, congratulate. I wouldn't be celebrating, but I'd be like, hey, congratulations.
Like, but I'm not gonna be like, yeah, he got an RBI base hit. Like,
yeah, no, I sat next to. I was on the way home from a cruise or whatever, and I sat on a flight next to Anthony Rizzo's parents, and it happened to be one of the games where Anthony Rizzo hit like 3 home runs or 4 home runs in a game, and they turned on their phone to all of the home runs. And she's like, oh my God, my son just hit a whole bunch of home runs. And I'm like, oh, cool. Who's your son? They're like, Anthony Rizzo. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm not a Cubs fan. I don't really care. I mean, it's a cool moment for them, but I don't really give a shit. Not my kid, not my fan base, whatever.
I didn't see that celebrating, so I'm not quite sure. I know that there were some pictures of her, or people were saying that she was on TV and stuff like that, but I didn't see her celebrating. I mean, I'm not going to celebrate something like a rival's, kid's his first hit or something like that. Like, I'm just going to be like, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to be like, cheering for them. I don't know. I don't know what the relationship started becoming too, if she became friends with them or whatever. So, maybe it was just like in the moment and stuff like that. And they were just talking as like, oh my gosh, or I don't know. But to me, I don't think I'm going to be celebrating. Like I said, if it's like somebody from the Indians or something like that. And I'm, right next to a family that's like their kid's going to be there, it's his first hit or pitcher's first, strikeout or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. I'm not going to be celebrating, what I'm saying? Cause I'm like, why would I do that? It just, I don't know. I wouldn't be doing that.
Yeah. I just thought it was like an interesting, like, I guess character study or question or whatever you want to call it. It's like, I don't know. I put myself in that situation, and like usually I go to games, especially if I'm not in the ballpark and stuff like that, you're away. You become, at least I chit chat with like whoever I'm sitting with. Even when we went to the Colts game, Jason, and the Colts fans were jerking each other off with their celebrations. We ended up talking to a bunch of them because that's what you do when you're at a game and you're social. So I thought, like, I don't know what I would do. Maybe I wouldn't be celebrating. I don't think she was celebrating.
You're not gonna be jerking air dicks to Anthony Richardson touchdown.
I will not. I will not.
That was fucking weird.
I don't think she was celebrating, but she was congratulating the family. I didn't think there was anything wrong with that. But the second of the two, which was a bigger discussion yesterday, and it like overwhelmed both sides of Twitter apparently. But I saw like Herb Lawrence and Peyton and a bunch of other people arguing about something that happened 9 years ago to not a White Sox, but what people were doing with the Cubs and Cleveland World Series. Like, were you happy that the Cubs beat Cleveland? And people were telling other people how to fan that, like, no, like technically Cleveland is a bigger rival than Chicago, so you should be rooting against Cleveland. Or like, no, like you never root against the Cubs. I was rooting for Cleveland because they're in our division. Like, that makes any goddamn sense. But I just saw a bunch of dumb arguments, and I'm like, one, I don't think we've talked about this. Did you care about the Cubs winning the World Series? Were you happy for family? Were you happy for the Cubs? Or like what? How did you guys take it? Because I didn't care about Cleveland at all. I'd much rather. I hate Cleveland more than I hate the Cubs. But we play each other 19 times.
Right.
Yeah. No, I wanted the meteor. I want Game 7. I wanted the meteor just wipe out both teams. I didn't want either of them to win. I thought there was a Sophie's choice for that World Series, right? Like, you don't want like usually you're like, oh yeah, I'll take that team. I don't care if they win. I didn't want either of them. I did say though I was not happy, or I'm saying I wasn't upset when the Cubs won, just because like my dad and my uncles are big Cubs fans, so they finally got to witness a World Series championship in their lifetime. I wasn't happy about it, but I was happy that they finally got to witness it and they were happy. But I wasn't rooting for anyone. I was, like I said, I hope that Game 7, just got the rain delayed and never. You know what? We're gonna call it. No one wins. Tied at 3.
Call it a season.
Yeah. Sorry.
Infinite rain. No one wins. Pick this up next season. But that was my personal hope. But yeah, I wasn't like up. I guess part of me was a little upset that the Cubs won, but I also was like happy for my family.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. When they had their rain delay, I fell asleep because I fell asleep, and then I woke up in time to watch the final and stuff like that. I was more happy for my family, for Cubs fans. Yeah. My grandfather he liked more Cubs than the Sox. We used to joke around all the time, and it sucked that he didn't get to see the Cubs win the World Series. He passed away that same year. So so that was tough. And I was hoping that he would have been able to see it, but it happens. And I was happy for friends and family who I mean, true Cubs fans, like I talked baseball with them. I love talking with them, and they don't shit on the Sox. We're just talking baseball. Those are the people that I was happy that were true fans, are fans of the Cubs, that were like, hey, you got to see the World Series they won. Because I had the same thing too. When the Sox won the World Series in 2005, I had them coming to me happy. They were congratulating as well too. So it was both. It was cool. I didn't care who won. Like I said, I wasn't like rooting, for like Cubs or Cleveland, but I was just more happy for like my friends and family that they got to see the World Series. Not anymore, because I want the White Sox. Now that we're kind of like 1-1 in this kind of particular generation, I don't want to see them winning a World Series ever. I want the White Sox to start winning World Series whenever that might happen.
Yes.
Yeah. I was happy for my grandma. My grandma was an absolute diehard. She's actually the reason I became a White Sox fan, because she was trying to shove the Cubs down my throat, and I had none of it. I was really happy for her. I was happy for a couple really close buddies, my buddy Teddy and my buddy Jimbo. Otherwise, other than that, like, I just didn't really care. I really didn't care. By default, like, if the White Sox aren't in the playoffs or whatever, I usually just tend to side with the American League. But as long as it isn't like somebody in my division or the Yankees, you know. But then when it gets to that factor, I'm like, okay, I'll side with the National League. But then I'm like, I'm not going to really cheer for the Cubs. You know, I'm not going to hate them, but I'm not going to cheer for them. You know, I'm happy for my friends. I'm happy for my grandma. She got to see it before she passed away, got dementia and all that shit. But after that, I mean, like, I don't really care. You know, I mean, it became like a whole, like, you know, they did that whole like fake dyeing the blue, the river blue and everything like that. And it was so poorly photoshopped that they started like, you know, like it was like blue paint on like some of the boats and shit that were parked on the side. And I'm just like, just live with it, you know, like just enjoy your time. It isn't about like the whole city loves the Cubs, because it isn't like that. It's not the Bears, it's not the Hawks, it's not the Bulls. We have two teams, and half the people are going to like and half the people aren't. That's just the way it is.
It's a little, probably more than half, Dougie, but I like that, man.
No, I get what you're saying.
I'm with you. Like, I didn't care one way or the other. I was happy for our Cubs family members, Johnny, and like we went out.
44's comment.
we went out with Julie's family, which are diehard Cubs fans and stuff like that. And I didn't wear any like sports clothes. I was just in a hoodie, but we went and watched the game with them. I was happy for them, but I was happy for them because we got ours first. I think that had a lot to do with it. Us winning in 05 kind of eased the nerves. If that never happened, I would have no chance. I would have been happy for anybody. Sure. I would have been, fuck you guys. I would have been salty as hell.
Because we did it first.
But we did it first, so I didn't care at that point. It was like house money, if you will. But now going forward, I feel like, Johnny, you mentioned, it's back to 1-1. Now we got to go. But obviously, we're not going anywhere. We're in quicksand. We're like Chase Meideroth when he tried to run from third base to home, just spinning his wheels. He looked like the slowest fucking 20-year-old I've ever seen. We I don't know what happened there. We got to figure that out for Chase. Chase was not on the case. He looked like the slowest member of Paw Patrol.
I was going to ask you guys. Do you think that was? I know you didn't see it, Jason, but do you think that was a bad send?
No, it wasn't a bad send. It took him 5 minutes to get to home plate. Well,
I mean, they gotta know his speed, right?
Yeah, no, I think.
It was a perfect throw.
I think it was a good send, but yeah, I think he got like I think he got a bad jump on it, and then, like you said, he just spun his wheels.
It was a really bad jump.
And then I had to read a million fucking press tweets about getting thrown out, you know, at home plate. So, fucking be better, Chase.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about that Swanson LeBron flopping. How about that one, you know?
Soccer player. He learned that from his wife. Those flops.
Terrible.
All right, we got one more thing of Sox talk to do, and it's time for the Farm Report. Yeah.
We gotta put some
coming soon with graphic with text and music.
Was that AI?
Yes, it was.
Of course it was. You think he's making those graphics on his own? Play that again.
That was yeah. Okay.
I look jacked at that.
Jacked.
Yeah. All right. So let's get this our fire report. How are our boys doing? We can start with Kyle Teal. He had a okay week. He went 5 for 16, but that's all he did. He just hit some slappers.
Okay.
No home runs, no RBIs, just a whole bunch of slapdick singles.
Right.
And maybe a double too. But yeah, so decent week for our boy Kyle Teal. But I'd like to see some of that power, right?
Yeah. Need a little jump off the bat.
Yeah. All right, Colson Montgomery, he's back in AAA. How's he doing? Well, I'll tell you, a lot better.
An improvement.
286, 4 RBIs, and only 4 strikeouts last week.
You did him dirty with the exclamation marks right there.
No, that's good. I mean, he must be listening to us because he had like 28 Ks, a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, I heard that, that little time that he had off, I think it's helped him. It's kind of, he's got like the Miguel Vargas type of like resurgence, possibly, but I'm glad that he's doing a little bit better. We just got to keep it up. We need to see some consistencies. We got to keep those strikeouts down.
Yeah. I want to see that average get each week over 300, right? You got a lot of these guys are hitting over 300 each week in Charlotte. Like, we got to get that up. Strikeouts are down. That's good, and he's driving in runs. So whatever he did in Arizona, hopefully it's the start of something better. Now we can get him back to normal here. So, all right. Our other guy, Corey Jukes, tree, 7 for 21, 6 RBIs. Again, he's simmering down there in AAA, and we keep calling up a bunch of other bums. So,
yeah, but he's gonna keep staying down there. I know. Tauchman's ready to come back next week. They said.
Yeah. Austin Slater just got promoted. So Baldwin's gone. Thank you. Whatever. I needed him. Gone. But hopefully he figures out. And comes back a little better. But Palacios next. Get him the fuck off the team.
Palacios,
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, down to Birmingham. Noah Schultz. He had 2 games this week. He went 8.1 innings, gave up 4 hits, 6 earned runs with 13 Ks.
That's a lot.
So 2 starts last week, 5 walks, very good. So very good week for Noah. I mean, obviously 3 earned runs, per start. That's you wish that was less, but that's MLB average, right? So
yeah, not too worried about the earned runs. I like the K, I like the walks, and obviously we got to start stretching them out though. That's the one thing. I know, you got to take your time, and health is of the most importance. But Noah Schultz has been in the system long enough now to where I would like to see, maybe a 5-inning start every once in a while. But
yeah,
it just seems like it's always the 3 and 4.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's also because he's throwing a lot of pitches too. Yeah. I mean, he with all the Ks and shit. So
that's a problem with the strikeout pitcher.
Now here's where things get interesting. Hagen Smith, they skipped his start. They are giving him workload management. Apparently, it's just supposed to be temporary, but it sounds like they might be skipping starts here, going down the stretch now to help manage his load. But no game for Hagen Smith this week.
Sometimes you got to rest, brother.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens next week if they give him another start or not, or if another week off. But here's probably one of the bigger news, and this could be leading to something even more. We've been typing him up for a while. Grant Taylor did really, really well. He's moved to the bullpen in Birmingham now. So they took him out of the rotation. They say they also say this is for load management, but is it really load management, or is this the start of let's get him on the major league roster as a bullpen guy this summer?
This fall.
Yeah.
I think I'm with Jason. I think summer.
Yeah, he's got an insane ERA still. And I think it's gonna be just I think he's gonna be here sooner than later. So
it's just the bullpen's so terrible. Like, why not?
Yeah, and like we mentioned, the White Sox have a history of doing this with guys, right? And one of the only successful history of getting your young guys some bullpen roles, and then after that maybe you stretch them out to starter. But it sounds like Grant Taylor is tailor-made to be an 8th inning, 9th inning guy. Hopefully when the White Sox are damn good, but we don't know when that'll be.
Yeah, so right now he's got a 1.4 ERA and a 1.3 whip. So I mean, this guy, I think he's give him a couple starts, get him used to the bullpen, Charlotte for maybe a month, and then get him up. And we need bullpen help bad. Spooky Sweet Football Talk's going to start in a couple minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Lots of load talk going on in the comments right now.
Yep. And then finally, our boy Braden Montgomery, who's been hot in the streets in High A, not so good this week. He had a down week. Only 4 for 22, but home run, 2 RBIs. So I mean, you can't bat 400 every week, right? So
it's
not a big deal.
No, he'll be fine. But was a down week for Montgomery. But he'll be back. So all right. So that's the farm report, and I'll have better graphics for next week.
That was the farm
This
report.
again?
Dude, how deep does that straw go in your throat? Dude.
Let's do this again. Holy shit! Oh, that's a big fucking straw right there.
It's like,
Oh my god,
dude, do you remember
No gag reflex, everyone. No gag.
back in the day, Dunkin' Donuts had like a large straw and a medium straw, and whenever you got a medium straw, sometimes they give you a large straw, and you just like fucking jam the back of your throat with that thing. That's what that thing's doing, just deep throating the motherfucker out of that thing. It like gets bigger on the way out.
Dude, yeah, it normally does, dude. It normally does.
Oh, goddamn AI. All right. Let's get some Bears talk here. Because there's a big story that blew up over the weekend, and that was Caleb Williams potentially was trying to fight his way out of Chicago. So again, I think was off the grid a little bit, but Peter, you want to hit us with the story?
Yeah, no. So there's Seth Wickersham is writing a book, and it comes out right before football season because that makes sense. He's writing a book about quarterbacks in not just Caleb Williams, but all quarterbacks, college, NFL, retired quarterbacks. And to sell this book, this is an easy tease. He had some quotes from Caleb Williams and Carl Williams talking about his time, coming out of USC and into the draft. And, it's not a surprise if people are in the know. Like, if you followed this along, we talked about this damn near a year and a half ago that like they were trying to pull an Eli Manning, a John Elway. Quarterbacks have a history of trying to do this stuff. So I didn't think it was a big deal. We knew that, Carl Williams was involved in Caleb Williams, decision making and stuff like that. But the bigger of the stories, to me at least, was the fact that not that Caleb Williams didn't want to come to Chicago, because who would, right? This is like, you see Mitch Trubisky, you see Justin Fields, you see even Jay Cutler and everything else. Like,
that's 30 quarterbacks.
This is where quarterbacks go to die. Who could blame them? We hate our team just as much as everyone else hates the team, but like we could complain about them. But the thing that stood out was that he came to visit. He came to Hallis Hall. He talked to Ryan Poles, and he has a quote out there that says, "I think I could do this with them. I think I could turn this. I could be a reason why they turn this franchise around." So now that's all I need. That's all I need. The quote, now we go, right? Now you got Caleb Williams bought in. You got Ben Johnson. I don't want to hear anymore about Matt Eberflus and Shane Waldron, because we knew that was a bad fit. We saw that was a bad fit on Hard Knocks. They weren't fooling anyone, even though I got fooled a little bit with the glow up, but that's neither here nor there. But that's just part of it. Now we're not looking into the past. We got a brand new future. And I feel like this feels different, right? This finally feels different with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. So I know people were upset about it, the diva quarterback thing. Dude, this is what, 21-year-olds are nowadays, right? Like, this doesn't change anything. And not even that. That was quarterbacks, like I mentioned. Eli and Elway, they all tried to do this. So I didn't care much about, like, I wasn't mad at Caleb Williams. Like, I would do my due diligence too if I was him. So yeah, that was it.
I didn't think that there was like, he was basically being honest. We all know as Bears fans that, this organization has not had a good pass with quarterbacks. What our two best quarterbacks was Jay Cutler and Sid Luckman. Two in the past. We're like over 100 years in the franchise. And I don't blame whatever, he's saying. The guy's just trying to sell a book. And I obviously this makes total sense that he's just doing this just to sell his book.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, like, people were saying it like online. People were saying that at the end of the day, you can tell that Caleb wants to be a part of the Bears at this point. And now he has one of the best offensive-minded coaches in the league right now that's going to even help him get to even a better point as well, too. So right now I just feel that, to me, people – I don't think – and I'll be honest, I don't think a lot of those Bears people people that follow Bears Twitter or are just on Twitter, I don't think true Bears fans are making a big deal about this. I really don't think. I mean,
it's the media.
That's
it's
what
the
I'm
talking
yes,
heads.
A lot of media stuff.
Radio.
I saw Boomer Esiason. I don't know if you saw that video with Boomer Esiason just going off on him. Shut the fuck up, Boomer Esiason.
Boomer Esiason did the same thing. He was a diva too.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna fucking pay attention what any other media says about this stuff. The bottom line is that he even said it that, hey, I don't want to make a nuke about this whole thing. I'm gonna go to the Chicago Bears. I want to change that franchise around. I want to be the man. Dude, he had a fucking nice rookie season. There's no doubt about it that this guy with Ben Johnson is going to elevate his career with the Bears. This is not. He's going to be the person where quarterbacks are going to want to come to Chicago. He's going to be the selling point. He's going to be the guy. And I hope for years to come, he's going to be that person that's going to elevate that quarterback. Like, finally, we have that quarterback because, it's just that I've never seen a rookie quarterback get 3,500 yards.
We lost him.
Less than 7 interceptions and then 20 touchdowns. Have you?
Not while getting sacked 60 times.
Yeah.
Here's the thing too.
That's the offensive line that's going to help him with that as well too. So he's going to, and like I said, going back to Ben Johnson, he's going to help with the get that ball out of his hand a lot quicker. He's going to have time with that offensive line. So there's definitely going to be an improvement down the road. He's definitely going to be improvement with Caleb Williams, and I don't know. Hands up, I think he's going to hit 4,000 yards this year.
He's
potential. I'm not going to say not to say potential. He better. This is we're at the point now. I love Caleb Williams. I painted my nails for the beginning of the season because I bought in on Caleb Williams and I bought in on Ben Johnson, and I talked about us having unrealistic expectations, and I'm not saying Super Bowl or bust. We're going to talk about the schedule. I'm not saying undefeated season. I'm not even saying division win. But 4,000 passing yards is the bar now. This is the minimum. I think we've gotten to that point now. And I know it's only his second year, and it's a new offensive coordinator again. But with all the talent, all the weapons, everything that you've wanted, now it's time to go. And I think 4,000 yards is the minimum.
Yeah. Here's the thing too. I feel like this whole article was just like we were saying, the talking heads, the media, the hot take artists and everything. Mm-hmm. A lot of those people who were making a big deal about this were the same people who last season hated Caleb Williams as the number 1 pick because of the way they saw that his performance did not match up the way to Jaden Daniels' performance. So they were all ragging on him as like, did the Bears make the right choice? And this, regardless of the fact that Matt Eberflus and Shane Waldron were the ones who were bringing him down. Then they had the one quote about him in the video and, bullshit, but you kind of expect not, now hearing all the stuff about Waldron and Eberflus, that does make sense. That could probably be accurate. But this is everyone who just going back to last season just hated on Caleb Williams because he wasn't coming out and gunslinging it with under fucking Shane Waldron's offense and was struggling with. Yeah, I think Jaden Daniels would have done the same thing under Shane Waldron and Eberflus too, right? We say that all the time. With Mahomes been able to do good under Nagy, right? So. Mm-hmm. All these talking head people need to just shut the fuck up. Now he got hit the lottery now, right? He put up with Eberflus for 1 year. It might have set him back a year with development, but he's got one of the best offensive minds now, and he's got, like you said, Peter, great weapons around him. So I think a lot of these chicken head talking heads are going to be done.
I like that.
Yeah, I like little chicken head talking heads are going to be quiet this year.
Yeah, he's at least got a line around him this year. So, I mean, that's a huge improvement. My initial reaction was, and I saw it pretty early on, I saw the quote and I was like, shit. I'm like, I got to click on the article. And then one of the first things in the paragraph was for new book coming out. And I was like, forget it.
There you go. You gotta sell the, it's always some shit when you gotta sell a book, the drama leaks because it happens with every book. So
I don't really give a shit. End of the day, he's here.
Fantastic comment.
It's probably better that he didn't have Waldron.
Yeah, you don't want to fucking up.
Yeah, he's correct on that point.
Polluting his mind.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to quick schedule talk here because we're not going to go break down game by game here, but it did get released. And I think I said it before. It's a tough schedule, right?
Second hardest in the league. I think,
which is kind of weird for like usually with a team when they they have like a lower record, they don't really get a hard schedule. They kind of
that's kind of gone. That's been thrown away with how the schedule rotation works, right? Because even if you have a fourth place schedule, you're playing the AFC North this year, which is a tough division. And your own division is the hardest division in football.
Yeah.
So those two divisions, it doesn't matter if you came in first or fourth. You're going to play 8 really tough teams.
But then they threw in San Fran and the Eagles, just to fuck with us. Let's get your high level take because I think this is a tough end of the season schedule, and especially the middle portion between Ravens, Bengals, and then the Giants, but then the Vikings and Eagles. So like that 5-week stretch is kind of brutal.
So my initial take on this whole thing, and I haven't really deep dove into it and go like wins and losses. First thing that I hate 14-16, just because it's the Packers. But I hate it when they do the like a decent division rival. I hate it when they do like the 1 week on and then like a team in between and then another week. I don't like that. I'm like they've got so many ways to move stuff around. I mean, look at it's like the Lions. You think it's going to be the same Lions team in week 2 as it is in week 18? It's going to be totally different. You don't know what's going to happen, injuries and shit like that. But that's the way it should be. Same thing with the Vikings. Week 1 to week 11 could be 2 totally different teams. But when you're facing a team week 14 and week 16, I just don't like that. I don't care for that. I also hate by week 5.
That's a
Absolutely.
problem.
Blows.
Absolutely.
That's a problem.
That blows.
Sucks.
That blows. And I understand somebody's got to do it, but it sucks. Big time.
I don't think I've ever seen the Packers where you had the Packers, another team, and then the Packers again. Have you ever seen something like that before?
Well, not recently because it seems like for the longest time, for like the last decade plus, you always like you start with the Packers and end with the Packers.
Yeah, you spread out.
But we talked about the Lions and especially the NFL liking these storylines, right? I feel like they like the Bears storylines, and Ben Johnson and all the salty ass Lions fans that don't know how to handle, this is what good teams happen to good teams. You get poached. Your players and your coaches get poached. They've been crying about it for the better part of 9 months now or 6 months now. I think the Lions is gonna. I think the Lions is gonna be the rivalry, at least now with Ben Johnson, right? Like obviously the Bears Packers is always gonna be historic, but for now, you want to stoke those flames too.
Right, but not to interrupt you, but what a massive miss in my book. Week 2. Away, Ben Johnson goes back home and it's a noon game.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I was going to say the same thing.
That's good for the Bears.
Yeah.
How is it? Why? I want
on prime time.
I'm just saying.
Look at the history of Bears in prime time.
Hey, we got a new fucking team, baby. We're gonna be primetime champions now going forward. Maybe not this year, but
are we? No, we're winning all the games, including the bye week as well too. No, we're winning the bye week 1 as well too. Yeah, 18-0. Yeah, we're winning the whole. No, you know what? I think as far as like the wins is concerned, I'm just kind of like peeking over here. I'll say 10. I'll say over 10 wins. Realistically.
Bears have not hit their over in wins in like 8 years.
Yeah. This
is a new era, baby. We got Ben Johnson. We got Caleb Williams who's gonna have 4,000 yards. Are you not optimistic? I'm trusting Vegas on this. I'm taking the under because I'm just looking at the trends on this and
Vegas.
I haven't done one like I haven't gone game by game and we probably won't do that until beginning of the season, preseason.
Yeah.
When we do our season preview show. But I do have it in my head. Like my best case scenario is a fucking awesome offense, an improved defense, and then you just skate or fall your way into the 7th or 6th. Like now that you get 7 people make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Give me the 7th wild card.
Everybody wins
the 6th wild card, and then you make noise in the playoffs, like how Houston did it 2 years ago, where like anything could happen once you get in. And
or Washington last year.
Yeah, or Washington. Once you get in and you got a high-powered offense, anything could happen, right? So it's like, give me that because I wish I could say like, yeah, they're awesome, but like they haven't shown anything yet.
I have seen though on some of these predictions of going to the playoffs, there's a lot of Bears talk. There was one that I saw with the Panthers, which I don't know what the fuck where that came from, but I do see a lot of predictions, and they're just predictions. But I do see quite a bit of Bears ones just kind of sneaking in there,
Panthers were good at the end of the season.
I think
their last 6 games, they were shockingly competent. The last thing I had written down, and we talked about this like on the pre-show meeting, while it is a tough schedule, I really do like having 3 out of the last 4 games at home, right? That's going to mean something. Big. So that's going to be big.
Yeah. I would have put a shit ton of money on the Bears Lions at Detroit being on Sunday Night Football. So I'm surprised that it's not as hyped up as the NFL didn't make it to be. But I am not surprised that the Bears are getting 5 primetime games, basically. Because if you count the week 14,
Black Friday game.
Well, the Black Friday. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Black Friday game. That I count that as a primetime game. And then week 16, the Christmas weekend, or you want to call it the Saturday game. Yeah. I'm counting it as a primetime because it's unopposed, right? It's gonna be like the game everyone's watching, right? So I'm counting it as a primetime. Then the Monday Night Football. So I'm not surprised that the Bears got this many spotlight games this year. I think it's definitely the Ben Johnson effect.
The one thing I do love is we just talked about the Bears historically being really bad on prime time, but I love starting the Monday Night Football because I get to at least watch a full Sunday slate of football without worrying about the Bears week 1. And we could bet and fantasy and red zone and have the screens up. No commercials. And we don't have to worry about the Bears until Monday night when they whoop that ass against the Vikings. So it's like, I love that week 1 Monday Night Football game. I love it.
You know what I want to do? I want to go back to our previous, past BumCast, where we predicted how the season was going to go.
No,
we're always optimistic. Yeah, I kind of want to see that.
We missed a couple here and there. Yeah. Missed a couple here and there.
The glow up tricked me. The glow up tricked me.
Got us. We got. All right. Before we move on, and get to some cocks. Johnny, you had a football related question you wanted to ask us for your question of the week.
Yeah, Peter, do you have the or it was just more of a question? Yeah, you know what? I could just put it out there. So I put this out there for everybody to, for the group, and I just kind of wanted to have you guys' opinion about it. Is it to a point now with these Thanksgiving games that why is there always the Lions and Cowboys? I know it's a tradition, but you could see where the NFL's now adding more to it, where they're adding more games. I think it's like 3 games on Thanksgiving now.
It's been like that for a while.
Yeah, it's been there for a while. Is it time to kind of get away from the Lions and from the Cowboys? The Lions, they're obviously they're a lot better the past couple, past 2 years. And then the Cowboys, America's team, that's out the window. You're not America's team. You haven't been America's team in a very long time. So that's like such like a gaunt statement with that. But do you think that they should change Thanksgiving games to be just random games? No more Detroit, no more Cowboys games. Just be random now.
I guess you could make an argument for it because you kind of want like what NBA does on Christmas Day where they put the best matchups together. So maybe NFL puts the best matchups on Thanksgiving. You know, I've always
they're taking Christmas too. The NFL said we're
NFL's
taking Christmas. So,
so
they don't give
if
a
you're gonna
fuck.
take Christmas and cuck the
take
NBA,
all the holidays.
yeah,
Yeah.
just you might as well put the best games on. I mean, because there's those times where you would be like, man, the fucking Lions, they only won 2 games so far this season. You know, now you gotta watch bad football, you know, on your TV at 11:30 in the morning, and you're just like, well, I guess I'll just drink heavily because nothing else is really good on right now. So, yeah, give me. I think you're right, Giant. Give me the best matchups.
I would like to see them continue their tradition, but with a couple of tweaks. They got to get rid of the 11:30. They've got to bump it back. I would love to see like a 1-4 and then like a late game, because let's be honest, most people sleep through that Cowboys game. You got a full stomach, you're taking a nap, you're waking up at the end of it or whatever, or it's the end of that other game. I'd like to see them stagger it a little bit, you know, keep going. Nobody's really working on Black Friday anyway, so let's keep you know, the train going or whatever. But an 11:30 start on, you know, Thanksgiving, that's a little rough.
Plus, my dad makes us turn off the TV for Thanksgiving anyways.
Oh, bum of the week, your dad. I'm sorry, Mr. James. What is that? This is America.
It's family time instead of the Cowboys.
No, get out of it. Boo that guy. I'm sorry.
No, he had a good speech at Chase's wedding. I will never boo that guy.
Thank you, Johnny.
Shit.
So I'm gonna push back a little on the, because we talked about this before. I like the football being on Thanksgiving. I don't like it when it's the Bears. And if you take away the Lions and the Cowboys, there's going to be more possibilities that it's the Bears on Thanksgiving. And while I do think Packers Bears on Thanksgiving would be awesome, I'd rather just watch football and not have my team invested. I love it when it's just, you know, 6 random ass teams and I can eat my way and drink my way
And
into
bet
a
your way.
coma and bet your way into anything. So keep the Cowboys and the Lions only because then it takes 2 spots away that the Bears would happen. Like, keep the Bears on Sunday and Monday night.
See, so now the wheels turning right now. Okay, now that I'm hearing more of this, JC, you said your dad wants Thanksgiving time. Dougie, 11:30. No.
Yeah.
Peter with his, he doesn't want to have the stress. Maybe one game on prime time at 7:00.
Just one game?
Just one game.
I need
3.
See,
No,
but what about the Bears? See, I do like the Bears on a Thanksgiving day because you got family. Peter, whenever it's we got family going on, you know, at our grandmother's house and stuff like that. It's always fun to have that group, and just sometimes. I want to say
depends.
Yeah, it depends on who's there, but yeah, you know, I do like the Bears on Thanksgiving. I mean, you know, we've had some memorable moments on Thanksgiving, but I know some good, some bad, but I don't mind it. But I feel there's like just so many different opinions about this. I just feel that. All right, so what about 2 games? And what about 3:00 and then the 7:00 one?
3.
Instead of having 11:30. 3. See,
You know what?
you're not going to watch it anyways.
You know what?
Is okay.
Give me an 8 a.m. Thanksgiving London game. See how?
Oh no, that's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
give me 4 games.
That's too much. That's too
It's
much.
gonna
Thanksgiving in
100%
London.
gonna happen. 100% gonna happen. Fucking Goodell.
So if they want to really get a tradition started in Dallas, they need to do the right thing and bring Creed home. Creed needs to be there every Thanksgiving and do a little halftime performance. Boom. Creed.
No, I'm out.
You know what though? with all this AI shit
He
too,
left.
we need at the end of the Cowboys game though, we need AI John Madden with the turducken.
Oh yeah.
Make it happen somehow, but we need
6
we need
legs on a turkey.
Yeah, we need AI John Madden for Thanksgiving Cowboys game.
More football all the time.
More Creed.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna get some nonsense next, but first we gotta pay a bill from our sponsor. The Original Chickies Beef is a proud sponsor of the BumCast. Stop into Chickies every Monday for their car and motorcycle show. It runs from 5 p.m. till dusk and is located in the west parking lot of Chickies. Admission is free to spectators and participants. All vehicles that are classic, vintage, antique, and muscle cars 25 years or older are welcome every week. If you have a newer muscle, high-performance, specialty car or truck, it is also allowed if considered unique. And food and drink are also available to purchase. So stop into the Original Chickies Beef, 4152 Roosevelt Road in Hillside. Tell them the Bum sent you. Oh, you guys know what time it is. It's time to rate my I was in Denver, and my wife, Sarah, she pointed out that the number 41 ranked cocktail bar in North America is in Denver. So I said, ooh, if it's on the top 50 list, we got to check it out. So we're going to get to that in a second, but I will have to say this is probably going to be one of the most, the shortest of the cock rating that you're going to see. So there's not that many cocks to rate.
Okay.
We only have 5.
Performance issues? We got performance issues. We got it. We're gonna need this segment sponsored by Nugenics with Frank Thomas. We can't be having short cock segments.
Yeah, only 5 cocks. Diddy not interested.
Yeah,
too fun.
All right, so we're gonna start with the first one. We actually went Thursday night to a Spanish restaurant, a tapas place, for some happy hour. And they had some pretty fancy ones. And I sent you guys the menu and I said vote on what you guys think. So we're going to start with this one here. And we're going to move back up to the top here. These might not be the Dougie. When you were on a cruise, you did like the super fancy ones and everything. These aren't the most pretty of it, but they might have some uniqueness to them. So this one is the Pica Pica. It is tequila. Caparelli Aperitivo. I have no idea how to say that. Orange, lemon, aquafaba, and jalapeno.
No chub. I don't understand. Besides tequila and jalapeno, I don't know any of the things you just mentioned.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of unique ingredients.
Yeah, no chub. I feel, you said this was at a tapas bar, right?
Yes.
Okay. That just looks like a beer with a lime in it.
It really does.
Yeah.
I'll go half chub, but I am surprised just by the look at it that it doesn't have an egg white in it, because that looks like an egg white.
Yes. I think that was probably from the lemon and the aperitivo, but yeah, this was actually really good. This was a full chub. It's not aesthetically appealing, but it was very good.
He said no.
You mentioned it's not aesthetically appealing. That glass looks like it comes from like a shitty banquet hall where you have like a wedding that
that they don't care if the glass gets broke.
Yes, exactly. It looks like glass, but it's actually plastic because there's been too many quinceañeras that have fought there. Yeah, that's what that looks like.
No, that's like the Desperado glass where Cheech Marino, like, and what's his name? Quentin Tarantino was like, "Can I get a cleaner glass? It's like the cleanest glass I got."
You know what? You nailed it, Peter. I was vastly disappointed when they served it and looks like a mini beer mug.
Yeah.
I was like, give me a coupe or something, stemless martini, something. But when they put that down, I was kind of like, that no presentation, man. And this was a kind of like a upscale-ish, like a tapas Spanish restaurant. Like, it was packed to the brim, for happy hour on a Thursday. So I was they had some legit bartenders, or they had the guys doing shaking double cocks, doing yeah.
Do you had any of that
indie move?
Yeah, he was doing indie moves and shit. So visually not as good, but tasted very, very good. So that was
that's all that matters at the end, right? What's the saying? It's not the size of the boat, it's the motion in the ocean. This is proof of that.
Yeah. All right. So the next one we got up is the bourbon spice rack. So this one is 4 Roses bourbon, cardamaro, maple syrup, lemon, cardamom, and lavender bitters.
I like all those ingredients you mentioned. I don't know if I like them all together. 3/4 chub. 3/4 chub. I like the 4 Roses. That's a good. That's a good start. That's a good base.
Yeah, I would say I love like 4 Roses. I'll say half chub on that one.
I'm gonna go no chub. I'm not a big lavender guy. Not a big lavender guy at all. And those ice cubes kind of look like the ones like you used to make as a kid. You had to crack them out, you know.
Crack 'em,
Yeah. But just the lavender. I guess I've had it too many times where it's really overpowered and fucked up a drink totally. So I do like the 4 Roses, like everybody else was saying, but lavender, I gotta go no chub.
Yeah. So this was half chub. It with the cardamom. It gave a little too much like earthy, cinnamony taste to it. So it was called the bourbon spice rack, but the spice kind of like overpowered it. So it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like, okay, I need to get this again. There's just overpowering on the spice.
A one and done.
A one and done. So now I'm gonna pull up the ones from the number 41 ranked cocktail bar. It's called Yacht Club. And this one here.
Oh.
This one here is called the Lipton Cup. It's Elijah Craig bourbon, Appleton rum, H&H Madeira, apricot, lemon, and mint.
Ooh, that's
Full
a lot
chub.
going on.
That's a lot going on, but everything you mentioned, just check the box for me. Full chub.
I agree. I love Elijah Craig. I would say the only thing though is, all right, maybe I should 3/4 chub on it. I'm not a big mint guy. I don't like mint at all. I'm not big on it, but everything else seems very delicious. So I'll go yes. You got a hand raise over?
Sorry. So I was looking. I got my microphone in the way. I didn't notice. That's a pole dividing you guys.
No, that's a straw.
That straw is like the AI straw.
AI straw.
That's too big.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
too big of a straw. That's too
yeah.
big of a straw.
No, Jason can handle it. Jason can handle it. So
Tickling the
just
ceiling.
leave him alone. Yeah.
I'm gonna go full chub on this. This sounds almost like an elevated boozy like rum punch. Just added another element with the whiskey. So yeah, I'm going full chub, and I am a big mint guy. I like a little mint in my thing. I'm not a big mint julep guy, but I do like mint as an accent in my cocktails.
No chub. This drink was absolutely terrible, and this was Sarah's, and she did not get another drink. She switched to an old fashioned after this.
Wow.
What was
And
wrong
cocktail
with it?
bar.
Just didn't blend together? They didn't mix
And
together?
it had to be the Appletons.
I will explain everything at the end here.
Okay.
So this was my drink. Now this one was the Friend of the Devil. No, that's the glass it came in. Okay. It's Pisco, El Pastor Tepeche, ginger, and Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
Ugh.
No chub. No
Yeah,
chub
no.
at all. That sounds
No.
terrible.
I like Al Pastor tacos,
Yes.
not
Yeah.
on drinks.
Why does that glass look like the shit splatter on a toilet?
Yeah, there was a little. I think that was some of the garnish, but yes, that was.
Yeah, that's very poor present. I mean, I'm just judging it literally on, like, if you didn't tell me
Presentation.
if you didn't tell me that was like a top rated cocktail bar, I wouldn't be nitpicking like that. But like, you shouldn't get that from a top 50, you know. But yeah, that's no chub for me. Nothing of it sounded like it gelled.
This one was also no chub. It was not a good drink. I was thinking that the Pinot Noir was going to be a float, and it was not. It was actually mixed into the drink.
Over the spoon,
And
dude.
I was hoping for, with the Pisco, that it would be like a little frothy. I love this. I love the Peruvian liqueur. So El Pastor gave it a little like spice to a little flavor, but it was very overpowering in the Pinot Noir, so that was a big no chub on that.
They must have a bunch of like El Pastor like leftover juice that they're giving over
Oh
to
no,
the place.
that was from the meat.
That's from the meat.
A quick question.
Yeah.
So obviously, we're cock rated, high rated cocktail bar. What are we looking at price wise on these bad boys?
They were all $15.
All 15.
Good
Okay.
God.
Yeah.
Give me the Pacifico back there. Sign me up for that. That's the best drink of the night is that Pacifico back there.
I mean, for a cocktail bar, it's not bad.
Yeah. And then number 5, this is the Glass Garden. This is Agricole rum, Fino sherry, cilantro, galangal, Vergis, and Maldon. Bunch of
I know what agricole rum is, but besides that, I don't know what you just said. I'm gonna have to pass.
Sherry, cilantro, galangal, Vergis, Maldon. I should have typed this out. So you could...
Is that a lime on top of the ice?
Yes, that is a lime. The tip of a lime.
What's the white stuff on it?
That's the cube. That's the ice cube in the middle.
No, I meant on the actual lime. On the
lime. No, that's just the glare. That's just the reflection.
Okay.
There was nothing. There was no white on there.
Moldy ass lime.
Oh yeah, that's what I see too. Yeah.
I gotta go no chub, man. I'm just not getting it.
Yeah, same with me. No chub.
Peter, no chub. You said?
Yeah, no chub. No, I'll pass on this one.
This one was a hard no chub. This was a turtle. This turtled. This tasted like cough syrup. It was so bad, I couldn't finish it. This is how much I drank of it.
Oh my God.
So the reason why there's only 5 cocks to rate is because this bar, which was supposedly number 41 ranked cocktail bar in North America, was absolutely fucking terrible, and it should not have been rated that on that list to begin with.
Out them.
It's part of like the 50 best. So they do like they're like the magazine whatever that does the world, North America, cities. They do the whole list. So you can just type in like 50's best like cocktail bars, and they'll do bars.
But like Mailman Jack.
Who was it? Yeah.
Like Mailman Jack could do a 50's best, and I would trust Mailman Jack's 50's best.
Yeah. So what their shtick is at Yacht Club, and they mix all their cocktails with wine, like a different. So like some of them are red with white with a champ like bubbles with a sherry with Madeira, and that's why that first one that Sarah had was so bad, because the H&H Madeira, the wine overpowered the rest of the drink. Yeah. So instead of using it sparingly as a float, it's ensconced in all of their cocktails, which that's why my wife switched to an old fashioned immediately after that first drink.
Wait, so they do this with every single drink? They mix wine with every.
Yeah. So if I sent you guys a picture of their specialty cocktails, everyone has some type of wine mixed into it, whether it's a sherry or a white or some kind of like a cordial, like a dessert wine or something like that. It's a very, very weird concept, and I don't know how it got rated that highly or even on the list, because we did 3 drinks. I didn't finish my second one, and we left because it was not someplace. After 3 bad tasting drinks, that was not something I was going to invest and try some more. So
hold on. Yeah, Jason, real quick. You were talking about this for like a good 2 weeks. You kept on saying 41th ranked bar in the United States. When you got out of that bar, like how pissed were you?
I was livid, dude, because there was we only had like basically the one night to go to a cocktail bar.
Yeah.
And there was another one in the area called Union Lodge number 1, and their specialty cocktails looked like a lot more appealing than Yacht Club's did. And if it wasn't for that number 41 ranked, I would have went.
You bought into the hype. You
I
bought
did.
into the hype.
I bought into the hype. The place was packed. It was standing room only when we got there. We had to wait
That's the fucking bad part, dude.
we had to wait like 10 to 15 minutes before we got someone got up and we snagged a table real quick. But yeah, I would have went to the other place hands down if it wasn't for that number 41 ranked. It was I got and vastly disappointed in
Jason, we have to find whatever article you saw. We have to bum them because you were the one who was there. You know your drinks.
Yep.
Whatever
out
website you saw that, yeah, you got to out them because if you were pissed off you were excited for about 2 weeks about this.
Yeah.
And the fact that you and Sarah were and obviously Sarah knows her drinks as well too. The fact that you were like both not happy about this, we got to out them. Bum.
You got to start making your own list.
Yeah, you got to
50
make your own
best
list.
bars.
Yeah.
Here, so I'm gonna pull this up real quick here.
Yeah, do it. We got to do it now.
I put this in here. And we'll just zoom in for.
Were they playing yacht music? Like
No,
yacht-
actually,
yacht-
that was the only really good thing about this place was the music was fucking on point.
They launched post-COVID.
playing a little Doobie Brothers and
So-
Christopher Cross.
Here you go. Between upscale cocktail hunt and natural wine bar. So I think that's probably people don't get the gimmick on it. But includes the use of fermentation to extend the shelf life of seasonal ingredients. I mean, this is as the anti-club drinks reflect some electric vibe and the cocktail
This
is
bar sounds too
Split-
woke for me.
a split-based wine forward cocktails. And that's
Can you smoke weed in this place?
no.
I'm not.
So-
No, Jason, you didn't read enough of this. I would have
Yeah.
stopped when it said, "Don't miss the hot dogs made with
Yeah.
like river bear meats
River
available
Bear
in
meats.
veggie and gluten-free version." That
Yeah,
would have been like, no,
fucking
no
shit.
dice for
Well,
me.
they're gonna have fucking Vienna beef over it, and where he's at. I mean,
Damn, dude.
what they have over there,
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I
Yeah.
just
it's
I
good for the
I don't
food.
honestly I can't even really think of a time that I've never seen you not finish a drink, which it really you brought my mood down.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, I
No,
kind of
We're not
I
used
kind
to
of
this.
yeah, I kind of knew where this was going, like as a little spoiler, Jason texted me and was like, this rate in my cock's going to be very interesting. And I was like, oh no, I'm like, I hope that it was just like interesting as in like, it's just too over the top, type shit. But I just had that gut feeling and it just sucks, man. It sucks when like you're looking forward to something so much, especially on vacation. Because as you guys know, when you guys go somewhere on vacation and you pot commit to some place like that, you ruined an entire night of your vacation on this. That
Yep.
sucks. That fucking
100%.
blows, dude.
So
I
you
hate
guys
that.
left. So that's where like I mean you got to make the most of what you're dealt with, right? Like, did you go to another bar after that? Because
No, that was the last stop. That was the last stop for the night. We went back and we
yeah,
just
that
we,
was-
just- we had stuff
like-
at the house.
Totally.
We had
Yeah,
stuff at
that's
the
what you, like-
B&B, so we cracked a beer and we got back and it was just like, at that point we were out drinking, with everyone since like 5:00. We had some great beers at Great Divide and
Yeah.
Hell
Hell
so we had some good stuff. It was just disappointing the way that ended the day, but I hope if I see that bar ranked next year, I'm gonna throw a little hissy fit.
yeah.
I'd rather go with Jason's recommendations over what 41 or whoever put that
Yeah.
on there. I want to go back to Julie's comments because she says she want to go to a tiki bar. There is a tiki bar called Asian Outpost on like close by like Roosevelt in Michigan. It's like a Hawaiian Asian Outpost.
Alakaliki.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Halakaliki.
Halakaliki.
Oh yeah.
Yes, they have, and especially on Saturdays, they have Elvis impersonators, and they have all these like nice
Oh, Chef Shangri-La.
tiki bar. I'm sorry, they got tiki mugs where they have like all these like Star Wars and they have a really assortment of a lot of cool stuff over there. So that place I highly recommend if you want to go like Julie said tiki bar, but Jason, I'm sorry. You know what? You were very excited about this. Like, Dougie, I'm agree with you. Like, it brought me down because, like I said, you were very excited about this. You kept on saying the number 141 bar, in 41 ranked, and it's just a big disappointment. So I'm sorry.
I mean, especially not to mention, like, out of the four of us, you like the Cox the most.
Yeah,
big cock fan, biggest cock fan I know.
I can't deny that. You know, all of them, all the tasty ones.
Yeah, These 3 dots. Steph's in the comments. 3 dots is great.
3 dots.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's it. Let's get to some bumming of some people, guys.
Yeah.
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum.
You call me a bum? My man, I take that with pride, with honor, that I'm a bum. I'm the king of the bums, baby.
Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that? Bum. A bum.
Bum. All right, listener bum and MVBs. First up is King Ass. MVB, NBA Conference Final matchups, having exciting matchups, and we're getting either a new champion or one that hasn't won in, 50 years? Knicks haven't won since like the 70s or something like that. So
Knicks haven't won in my lifetime, so it counts like a new champ to us. But yeah, the little I've watched of the NBA playoffs has been really good.
Yeah, very, very exciting. Bum of the week, Cubs Twitter for their overblown outrage at a stupid tweet and attacking my wife's appearance. I did not see that, fortunately, because I probably would have been very pissed off if I saw that too. But Cubs fans need to be better and, not attack people personally for stupid shit over a baseball game.
You know what? I had a tweet out there of Swanson. The whole thing with the whole, like, him falling with the whole LeBron thing, and I had people attacking me. I don't give a shit about them. Actually, they were fucking terrible with their fucking comebacks. I was literally laughing. I literally was telling you guys in text how bad they were.
Yeah.
I didn't see this with his wife and stuff like that, but yeah, you guys got to do better with shit like this. It's one thing that we could joke around, we could fuck around, and we could talk about stuff like this, but don't attack people like that. That's just absolutely wrong.
Yeah, it was disgusting. It really was.
Yeah.
I know how a lot of the Cub fans are on Twitter. I dealt with the same shit when I had my Cubs video with the Blackhawks game. That's all they do. They just kind of resort to like that third grade fucking responses, and it was just really disappointing. I mean, you could have easily picked on Sam's hair. It's terrible. But I mean, just be better.
Yeah, and we're singling out Cubs fans this week because this is what happened, and it sucks that it happened to Caitlin. But it's everyone on the internet. This happens way too much, and it's everywhere. I'm not just going to say it's Cubs Twitter because we see the same kind of bullshit on White Sox Twitter. We see it on wrestling Twitter, on Blackhawks Twitter.
It's everywhere.
Everything else. It's everywhere. And it's easy to hide behind a screen and hide behind a keyboard and just fucking rattle off insults into the ether, and you don't really think about who's on the other side of it. And it sucks, and it's unfortunate. And like you mentioned, you just got to be better, not just as fans, just as human beings. Human beings, just fucking think for a second before sending out a stupid tweet that you might think is a joke or harmless, but there's someone on the other side of that. And us as, like, I don't want to call us and what we do, or even Sam and what we do as like public figures, right? But we are online with the podcast and stuff like that. And a lot of the times, like, I've had it where like something I've done, I've gotten backlash from Julie, and it's unfortunate. And Johnny, you go through it all the time with Missy because Missy's in the public eye, and like a lot of the stuff that Missy gets sent is some nasty shit. And now it's unfortunate that Caitlin had to be a part of that for no reason of her own, just because some Cubs fans were idiots in comments.
Sweetest person you ever meet is
she really is.
Yeah, it's just like
yeah. It really is. No idea how she got it.
Yeah. Fuck Cubs. Next up is Roxy. Bums. Anyone who uses weight as an insult on a harmless tweet. 100%. Don't be better. MVB. Chris Rowe Dog. For all the hospitality on Wednesday for my dad's celebration of life event.
There.
Yeah.
It was good.
Beautiful.
Angie, bums, asshole fans who take things personally attack someone's appearance. I'm seeing a trend here about Cubs fans.
Yeah.
MVB, Miguel Vargas. Hey, player of the week. And then I wanted to quote tweet and do the capital lowercase, but PCA better. You think they're player of the week, motherfuckers. Suck it, PCA. Next up, Jeff Bartlett, bum. White Sox game day operations. Listen to the last 2 episodes of Sox in the Basement as to why.
I don't know how much. I don't know how much Jeff Bartley is getting paid by Chris Lanuti nowadays. But this is a blatant ad for Sox in the Basement in the middle of our podcast. He didn't say, "Hey, listen to the last week's episode. Listen to the last 2 episodes, and like and subscribe while you're at it."
Right, I did. When I read this, I looked for the sponsored tweet up at the top.
Gotta spell it out for for the BumCast, man. Mondays afternoons, we don't got time for that stuff.
He DM'd me. I did read this. I read the story on Reddit of all places.
Okay.
But then, so
the
Jeff
cesspool
Bartlett,
Reddit.
yeah. So Chris Lanuti's nephew went to the game, and they got there late in the 3rd inning, and White Sox operation didn't let them in. And I saw this a couple of different people. They weren't letting people in after the 3rd inning of the game because there was rowdy teenagers in the concourse, and they couldn't get control of them. So people that paid for money to go into the stadium weren't allowed to go in because there is teenagers running riots at Sox Park. I didn't see it on Twitter at all, but I did see it on Reddit.
Yeah, I didn't see anything. Yeah, I didn't see anything about that either.
Jesus Christ!
Wow,
that sucks though.
That does.
Allegedly.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah, I didn't see it.
Next up, Arjun, bum of the week. Racist WNBA watchers. I refuse to call them fans. Yeah, we didn't talk about that, but I didn't see again what was happening. So if anyone wants to fill me in on what the fans were chanting, or
there's a lot of
it's just takes.
It's he said, she said. The Fever fans are saying none of that happened. There were some videos online that sounded fake that like apparently weren't real, that like they were. I do the research for yourself, but I will say the WNBA is in a different, like they're at an interesting point in their popularity, if you will. And we saw this. I don't want to compare it to like soccer and hockey and stuff like that, but there is a little bit of that to where like fans of the WNBA that have been fans of the WNBA for a long time are gatekeeping the general public because like there's more eyes on this nowadays, and they're at an interesting point of like there's gonna be eyeballs now. Caitlin Clark is huge, and Angel Reese, and everything else that comes with all of that,
and Paige
Beckers, and everything, and everything else. There's it's real interesting to where it's like. It's almost like I've been a fan of this band for so long, and now that they're they got a couple singles on the radio, they're blowing up, they got more people watching them, the bigger concert now. Like I don't want those people to be as fans like I've been a fan, and I think the WNBA is there right now.
Okay, good monologue. I like it. MVB, my man Graham Deneau for helping me out with both food and drinks over the weekend. Shout out, Graham.
There you go.
All right, next up. We got Taco Bella. Bums of the week. The media for continuing to fan the flames of a non-existent Angel Reese Caitlin Clark rivalry, especially Portnoy. And ABC News and Cubs social media account for false flagging that the Pope was a Cubs fan. That was a week behind, but still appreciate that.
Yeah,
I like.
Still bring it up.
SBF bums of the week go to Dansby Swanson and Angel Reese for their embellishments during their respective contests over the weekend. At least with Angel's case, Caitlin Clark at least made a contact. That play that involved Swanson was fucking embarrassing. Johnny, you had to tweet on that. You called him a flopper.
I mean, stop me when I lie. I mean, he was. I mean, there were Sox fans. It's one thing if I say something like that, but there's other people who saw the same thing I saw too. I mean, baseball changed with the way they used to go really hard
hell yeah.
when it came to like second base. So don't give me that fucking shit about like, and I know they changed it. It's like the quarterback thing in the NFL where you can't touch them like a fucking quarterback and shit. Like, and people were coming after me like, oh, that like it was just a little this and a little bit of that, and telling me that I don't know fucking ball. Go fuck yourself. I played baseball. I'm probably a better baseball player than you or will ever be. So, yeah. So I'm stuff like that. It's just like, yeah, he was flopping. LeBron flopping 101.
I will say, noted SBF is a noted Indiana Fever fan, and that foul from Caitlin Clark should have been a flagrant 2. She should have got kicked out of the game, probably fined. That was a hard ass foul on Angel Reese. That was no flop. She went chopped at her arms, kick her out of the league.
Whoa. Wow.
All right, next up we got CD44 MVP Miguel Vargas. Might have something there. Yeah, we do. He's a player of the week.
We got a guy. We got a guy.
Yeah, we got.
And
Yeah.
also, as a reminder, PCA did not get player of the week. Also, Bears, Arlington Heights, let's fucking go. Yeah, after fucking 3 years, they're finally switching focus back to Arlington Heights as what we've been telling everyone they should have done years ago. So thanks for wasting fucking precious time and getting shovels in the ground, you fucking idiots. Bum of the week, PCA. If he's not on your team, that guy seems like an asshat. Yeah, he's also not player of the week. So
Just wait
True
till
story. True story.
just wait till next week.
I can't wait until Jason starts the is PCA player of the week? No Twitter account.
Joey P. Bum of the week, airlines. You all suck. Yeah, most of them do. Both of our flights left 25 minutes late. Not good. MVP Mexico for always treating us with love.
You didn't even talk about the worst part, dude. You had an all-around bad cocktail trip. You had a $25 Bloody Mary that sucked on the way there.
That's
Fuck
crazy.
you, Hubbard did.
Yeah. Telling you, it's a case for O'Hare, baby. Everybody's going to O'Hare now.
Fun story, Dougie. We were coming back when we were departing. We went to the bar to kill some time, and we are like, "Oh, they added a Great Divide at Denver Airport."
Okay.
So we go there, and it was the exact same spot that I had the fucking worst Bloody Mary of my life at Denver 5 years ago.
So they
And
closed the place.
They closed it, but it's Great Divide, and I was having PTSD about like, oh my god, I don't know if we should eat here. Like, no, not the same place, not the same place. So it's
Like the beer's gonna be watered down.
yeah, but they did have like on their menu, they had like their signature Bloody Mary, and I'm like, I'm not getting that shit. I'm not falling for that one again.
Just in the off chance.
Just in the off chance it's still the same recipe and it's the worst Bloody Mary I ever had in my life. Not doing it. So, all right. Next up, Rich Bassett, Oakland Tech, late edition MVP to Don Pepe's Catering and the baseball moms for arranging the end of a regular season tacos. Hope they are prepared for 25 high school boys hungered. Just glad parents ate first. We love Don Pepe's. Good food.
Hell yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Good food when we did events at Jack Place.
Friends of the program.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Bum of the week. This guy with his dogs out in the middle of the airport gate last week. Jail. Straight to fucking jail on that.
Terrible. Terrible.
So I was going to ask the question because I saw this photo. Obviously, he had flip-flops on, right? Okay. So tell me, I mean, and I'm not defending the dude. Should just no flip-flops be allowed in the airport?
Flip-flops shouldn't be allowed in public. They shouldn't be shoes. They're shower shoes. They were made to go to the beach with fucking greasy-ass Venice Beach surfers and dorm room showers. You shouldn't be wearing fucking put socks and shoes on, you stank-ass people.
I am wearing flip-flops all summer.
Holy shit. I am putting this in my notes. If I ever need to get underneath your skin, flip-flops.
So
I've been raging war on flip-flops for damn near 2 decades.
So every time I come to your place, you're pissed off at me because I'm wearing flip-flops.
That's the first thing you say. You know what? I can't wear flip-flops because I got that toe and the.
You got hairy toes or what?
No, it's just like that second toe is like overlapping the other toe. So Like I can't do the flip flops.
Well, it's just because that way you.
I'm just jealous. Maybe I'm. You know what? I don't like flip flops. You know what? I'm with Peter. I don't like the flip flops.
They're shower shoes.
What if you got socks on?
You're Polish.
I am.
Go on to the next one. Go on to the next one.
All right, next up we got Sidney Brown, my bums of the third base umpire Brennan Miller for pointing his finger in the face of Sox third base coach following the Vargas Keller melee. Andrew Vaughn for not running on a drop third strike during Saturday's loss versus the Cubs, and Brooks Ball for his drop ball in the outfield during yesterday's loss. All stuff we'd mentioned, except for the Keller. Fuck Keller. Fuck Brad Keller.
Brad Keller's been a problem for a while.
Screw that guy. Screw that guy.
Ooh.
You know, like I said, I'm gonna wear the fuck out of flip flops this summer. I'm gonna.
You haven't. You've been wearing flip flops since I've known you.
The tailgate on Saturday.
I'm free feeding you all. You should be
going.
Thanking me.
Fancy ass restaurant. We're going with fucking flip flops. Not you, everybody.
It's a little too much. Huck from Kansas. Bum of the week is Johnny for claiming to be busy the weekend we plan to have the juice man toss him in the parking lot before a Sox game.
No, Huck, I thought me and you were friends. You know, we talk about Kansas State, Illinois all the time, and Coleman Hawkins and stuff like that. And he bums me. He bums me right there. So, and you know what, Billy, we always talk about golf all the time. So I don't know what's going on over here. I feel like I'm getting tossed. I don't even know when this is going to happen, but I'll be there.
We got to find out for science.
Science. This is not fucking This is not Jackass, okay?
We got to toss you. We got to have Billy Wires toss you, and then we're going to collect that data and send it to the NFL. We could sell it to Roger Goodell.
Ooh. Just as long as there isn't a head injury, because he doesn't give a shit about those.
We'll put him in. We'll put him in the Halo helmet, Johnny. I'll get you the Halo helmet.
Oh, for the Cowboys game, okay. So he'll be in there.
No, okay.
All right.
All right.
We got time.
He's got a date. He actually finally got a date.
Okay. All right. I'm ready for it. And I guess we're bums for having her show in the middle of Monday Night Raw.
Oh yeah.
So the good thing about it being on Netflix, you can watch it anytime.
Yeah. And there's a lot of fluff between matches too, so you can fast forward and you can watch Monday Night Raw in about an hour 10.
Huck is still on here, so we're happy that he's on.
Yeah, he ain't watching Raw. He's in the comments, baby.
Yeah.
Finally, Mailman Jack, MVP, Illinois State Board of Education, who gave out well-deserved awards to teachers all across the state at Those Who Excel and Teacher of the Year awards in Normal, Illinois. Of course, my wonderful wife, Chris, got an award. Congratulations to your wife, Chris, Jack. That's an awesome award to get.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Bum of the week, whoever yanked the fire alarm at the Fairfield Inn in Bloomington, Illinois at 7 a.m. on Sunday.
7 a.m. fire alarm is a brutal thing at a hotel.
That's like I'm trying to evade the police from a drug raid kind of thing. So
yeah.
7 a.m. Sunday hotel alarm. I'm the most hungover I've ever been. If I'm in a hotel on a Sunday morning, I am hung the fuck over, whether it's vacation, wedding, or any sort of event. You got to think about when you're in a hotel on a Sunday. 7 a.m. is brutal time to be waking up.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Let's get to our bums and MVBs before we close the show. I'm going to go first. I have no MVBs this week, but I am going to bum, as we said all show. I'm bumming Cubs fans. I'm bumming Praz. They especially maybe Praz for live tweeting all weekend of the Cubs Sox series like it was fucking game 1 of the NLCS. We won fucking 14 games, dude. Calm the fuck down. All right. You didn't be going all fucking, meathead for a fucking meaningless series. So Cubs fans.
Are we firing Praz right now from the Cubs?
No, you got to go listen to Bums in the Bleachers.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We need Cubs content on the YouTube. So
all right, you still got a job. You still got
just
for now.
Slow your roll. Calm your nuts when you're playing a 14-win team, dude. It's not that serious. All right, Johnny, you're up.
You know what? My bump of the week is the fucking Knicks fans for getting
bing bong
fucking amped up over an Eastern Conference semifinal match.
Praz is a Knicks fan too.
Between between Boston and the Knicks. Like I know Boston, like the Yankees, they got that whole rivalry and stuff like that. I totally get that. But it's the Eastern Conference semifinals. This is not even the conference finals. This is not even the NBA finals. This is the Eastern Conference motherfucking finals, and they're celebrating like they won the fucking championship. You know, like it's not like, and you know what? Us Sox fans, we don't go to the playoffs all the time. We'll be excited for just one fucking playoff win. We'll be happy.
We're excited for one Leori home run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Game number 3. But no. For them to fucking celebrate off of this whole thing, you haven't won anything yet.
Like Pacers about to knock them out.
Yeah, the Pacers, I hope, and this is not even, I even hate the Indiana Pacers as well too. I hope they win. I hope they fucking crush you guys. Because like what I'm saying is that I don't like for the way that they celebrated. Don't act like we wouldn't all over Illinois if our teams or whatever made it for that. All right, maybe. All right.
Yeah, if they made the Final Four, if they didn't make the championship game, but if Illinois made the Final Four, would you be doing the Bing Bong?
No, I wouldn't. And you know what, Huck? We've talked about this stuff about the Illini, and he's a huge Kansas State fan. I wouldn't do stuff like that. I mean, I would be fucking happy. I would be. The loads. Julie, you're at something today.
Pay attention. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay, all right. You know what? I'm looking at these damn comments over here. I'm focused. Okay, I'm focused. What I'm saying is that have you ever seen at the like an Eastern Conference Finals for anything semifinals, for them to act like that? Have you ever seen that for anything?
No,
maybe. No.
I don't. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it's just New York being New York. They all suck.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my bum song.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
All right, Peter, you're up.
All right. MVP. It was Landon's 4th birthday yesterday. My baby boy's 4 years old. Yeah. We had a hell of a time celebrating his birthday with Pokemon and construction vehicles. And everything I like too, because I feel like me and a 4-year-old are simpatico in that, where we just rattle off Pokemon and excavators and dump trucks, and we have a hell of a time. So I'm a big fan of everything he likes, and he's a big fan of everything I like. So this is going good. So happy birthday to Landon. What?
Hold on.
Peter's still
I want to say happy
flip-flops.
Happy birthday to Landon. Love that kid.
Yeah.
Was this more party for you or Landon? What the hell's going on over here?
We both like the same things. Yeah. Good thing he doesn't like whiskey. Otherwise, I'm in trouble. But he's got Pokemon toys that I play with, and he's got a bunch of like Tonka trucks that are awesome. So we have ourselves a good time in the Fonseca house.
Yeah. Landon goes to sleep. I'll be right up, Julie. Give me 5.
He's just making noises.
He's got this new Hot Wheels thing where it's got like a dinosaur head that the cars go through. I'm gonna be playing with that thing all the time.
I want to come over now.
All right,
you guys come over. You guys all can come over.
This is definitely
you got to do your homework first.
Party for Peter and Landon. So
great.
Yeah, he loves the toys.
Yeah, and then my bum of the week. My bum of the week is something we saw. I shout out Artie Gumball. He stole it straight from underneath me. It's the Indiana Fever for their Tres Leches moniker for Caitlin Clark, Lexi Hull, and Sophie Cunningham. Makes absolutely goddamn 0 sense. They're from Indianapolis. They're 3 white girls, which I understand, right? 3 white girls, Tres Leches is funny. It doesn't hit. It didn't hit for me. I thought like it was a good, valiant effort, but it's just not as good as like, like the U.S. women's national team have triple espresso. I feel like they try to do a play on that. It just didn't work. But I will say, like, when they say like when somebody copies you, it's like the sincerest form of flattery or something like that.
Yeah.
I am going to do a Dougie, Aaron, Prez graphic, and now they're the Tres Leches. We're getting our own Tres Leches, baby.
Now you think it would have been funnier if they or more punny instead of Trace they went Trey for 3-pointers. Trey leches.
That might have been a good one.
Yeah, that makes
would've been
sense.
better.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
Trey leches.
You know
yeah.
what would have been cool? Like if they got a photo of the three of them actually together. Novel
Yeah,
idea,
I don't-
right?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Novel
Good
idea.
point.
So I'm
Caitlin's like, fuck them blondes.
I'm gonna call it Trace leches, not Tres.
Yeah.
Trace leches.
Yeah.
Also, everyone knows that of the Mexican dessert, tres leches is wildly overrated. And
it's terrible.
flan,
Yes,
and flan is
yes,
the word
it
to go.
sucks. It sucks.
Terrible.
I hate Tres
Terrible.
leches.
It's a bad dessert.
It's terrible.
You want
It is
soggy
terrible.
cake? Who the
Yeah.
fuck wants
It-
soggy cake?
No, I don't
Nobody.
want it.
You want that nice firm cake.
Yeah.
All right. Dougie, take us home.
All right, I'm going to start off with my MVBs. My first MVB goes out to my dude Emilio Tapas, right in
Oh, yeah, I love that place.
Good.
My guy's finally retiring. He's 80 something years old. He's
great
always
place.
treated me well. This is one of my saddest moments when it comes to losing a restaurant because they are selling the restaurant and supposedly going to keep the recipes the same, but everybody knows how that trend goes. And I pray to God that it stays good. But Emilio has always been an amazing guy to me. Anytime we're there, Peter, you were there with us the one time. He always takes care of us, comes out. He's super hospitable, comes out. He's always giving you free this, free that. And he's just an amazing dude. When I went to Barcelona, he put me on some good spots and everything like that. He's just an overall really good dude. And I want him to enjoy his retirement, even though I'm sad he's leaving.
I think for the most part, we all been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Emilio's. I was sad too when I was sad when I saw that stuff as well too, because I've been to Emilio's too, and they got excellent food there. So yeah, hats off to them.
Yeah, unbelievable. So I hope he enjoys his retirement.
Yeah.
This next MVB is going to be a little unorthodox. There is a shoplifter and my mom's jewel. As you guys know, my mom works retail. But I am MVP in this dude because for whatever reason, this dude comes in and he steals one Modelo out of a 6-pack. And then they turn around and sell that 6-pack for, which is now a 5-pack for $2. So my mom's been buying me for the better part of a year, Modelo 5-packs for $2.
This is an inside job.
What? What?
Yes.
What's going on here?
I haven't wanted to reveal that, but I was like, this is so perfect. And I'm like, I should talk about this on the show because my mom just is like constantly, it's got to be somebody that just goes in there and they grab a solo beer and obviously they can't sell as a 6-pack. And
yeah, it's you.
Yeah,
you probably.
Dude,
you
I
go-
wish
you
I
go
was that
grocery shop.
elaborate.
You know how
Yeah.
how people steal a couple grapes when they're at the fruit section. You're stealing
Yeah.
Modelo, and then your mom comes like, "Oh, somebody stole it," and then gives you. So you end up with 6 at a time. I can't believe
Dude.
this is like Ocean's 11.
What a
You're giving away
hustle,
the
man.
plan.
Yeah,
What a fucking hustle.
I'm telling
Dougie-
you, it's amazing.
Dougie, can you give me a 5-pack?
Yeah, dude, I got
Yeah.
you, dude. Yeah, Venmo me $2.
Also,
Gotcha.
time out.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Five Modelos for $2. That's a hell of a deal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
Yeah.
I've been paying
Gladly pay
Modelos
you
for
$5.
whiskey at Comiskey for the better part of 2 summers. We need those $5 Modelos for whiskey at Comiskey.
the problem is they are bottles. So, like,
oh yeah, we
you
can't
know,
sell the bottle.
but
Yeah, we
yes,
can do the
but,
bottles.
yeah, no, I mean, it's been awesome. It's been a good run. So I got to make he or she my MVP because that person has been keeping my Modelo costs down. So
they're still doing it. Like this
Oh,
is
yeah,
like been
actively.
for how long?
I would say it's coming up on close to a year.
Damn.
Yeah.
Jill don't want to. They don't want to find the person.
Dude, it's so hard. And like, it's Cook County. They don't even worry about prosecuting somebody for one beer, you know?
one
like,
beer. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy. Like the cops around here, they like literally won't even arrest anybody unless it's over like $200 worth of stolen shit. Like it's literally just like a don't do this again ticket, you know? So anyway, so that dude's my MVP or chick, whoever it is, MVP. My next MVP, I teased it last week. I have made myself a little bit of a connection in Rockford. Rockford Ice Hogs, to be specific.
He's the owner right now.
And I was doing a little bit of talking, everything like that with the guy. And I told him that I'd be interested in some kind of like memorabilia. So he was able to send me a nameplate off of somebody's locker.
Ooh, we'll see this.
Oh, too bad you hate him. The Rockford Ice
Yeah.
Hogs.
What does it matter to you? You were actively rooting against him like 2 weeks ago.
But yeah, I know. But he's going to be on the Blackhawks next year, and he was on the Blackhawks for most of the year. So, number 2 overall pick last year. Little nameplate off of his own locker. So
he's gonna put a Blackhawk sticker on top on the
right.
Rockford Ice Hogs
Exactly.
logo.
No, look at that, dude. That's cool.
Hey, Dougie, can I have that? Can I have that?
Yeah, I mean, you could hold it.
Oh, okay.
I'll let you rent it, and I'll bring you a 5-pack too.
Okay.
All right, so now on to my bums. My first bum, Peter, if you wouldn't mind loading up my photo for me. It was a text message from our own intern, Aaron. All the time, and it's not a pat on my back or bragging or anything about my cooking, but all the time I get talked about, like, hey, can I come by, swing by, get a plate? Can I do this? Can I do that? Like, oh, when are you going to start selling this? Aaron hits me up, was interested. Mother's Day, I made a brisket and I made beef Wellington. I text her. I was like, hey, if you're serious, I'll put some aside for you. She's like, okay, cool. And I know the text is pretty small, but I did 4 mini beef Wellingtons for her and a pound of brisket. And so I didn't go into the next text messages because some of them are a little bit more private. But
Racist?
No, not racist. Nice. No.
Talking shit about the bums.
Yeah, pretty much. But I basically asked her, I'm like, hey, when do you want to swing by? And she's like, what time are you going to be home? And I set her to, thing of like 3:00 or whatever. And she immediately followed it up with, oh shit, sorry, I'm meeting my friends up for a Cubs game. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, hey, no problem. I'm like, just hit me up tomorrow or whatever, or whenever you want to swing by in the next couple days. Blanked me. Food went to waste. Now, Aaron is my bum of the week. And not only that, but Aaron has ruined it for everybody else. Everybody else that has ever wanted to try my food.
Hold on a second.
No. You can put that heat on Aaron. And remember this when you're voting at the end of the year or whatever. Aaron, bum of the year. Remember this, okay? Because now she has made a precedent. People don't come pick up the food, everything like that. She's ruined it for everybody. Sorry.
Wow.
Pound of beef brisket. I'll just eat. I'll just come over and eat it fresh off the stove, man. You invite me over, I'll be there. I don't need the leftovers. No, I'll come eat with the fam.
The invite was there, but I don't know. Wow. Wait, you said this was Sunday?
It was on Mother's Day, yeah.
Oh. Wait, hold on a second. Do we have to bump Dougie for not offering us any leftovers?
She specifically asked. So, if you guys ever ask,
Dougie, I just want the 5 Modelos from you. That's all.
I don't want your fucking photoshopped food anyway. It's all photoshopped, airbrushed, Canva. I've seen your tweets. It's all fake anyway.
It is. Yeah, it's fake, Jer. But no, it's all right. You know what? Every time I come out to hang out with my guy Landon, happy birthday, Landon, I'm be wearing flip-flops now. And I got steel toe like feet. So you're gonna have not only you're gonna have to deal with my feet, they're not half as good as Jason's or look. These motherfuckers are what nightmares are made of. Anyway.
I don't like the way this is going now. Like,
no, this is a heel episode.
You know what? I got another bum of the week, Jason. Before you finish your bum of the week, your chair's been farting in my ear for the better part of 2 hours right now. Every time you move back, it squeaks and it's been farting in my ear. So bum of the week, Dougie's chair.
My chair? See? Is it really making a sound?
Yeah, it's farting.
It's farting. It's been farting.
I can't hear it because of this. Yeah. All right.
Speaking of farting,
Joey Exotic was complaining about
I saw this thing.
his I think it's either boyfriend or husband that he married. Apparently ICE came in and has him in a deported cell.
Can't even finish it. He can't even finish it.
His boyfriend decided that he was gonna leave him something to remember him by. And my bum of the week is anybody that puts ink on their asshole. And puts it on paper. How?
Why are some bigger than the other?
It's a lovely sentiment. It's a lovely sentiment.
How did he get his asshole so perfect on there without folding the paper? I gotta know.
don't know why it's at different sizes too. Like one's like huge, and then the other's all tight and spherical.
Joey B says those are flowers.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
You think, like, dude, looking at that up close with all like the different lines, you think like assholes are like snowflakes or thumbprints, or like everyone's different? You think if we put our assholes together, they all look different?
Dude,
I am not signing up for that contest.
dude,
I'm sorry.
I'm just like, I don't know, man. I saw that and I was like, I mean, dude, like,
best wishes to Joe Exotic's better half.
Hope he finds true love again.
I just love what he wrote down. He was like, "Oh, guys, I forgot to show you what he left me."
Hashtag romantic. Hashtag I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway, this is
all right. Well, two quick things before we wrap up our show. This Saturday, guys, we are back. Whiskey at Comiskey, May 24th. We're going old school. Me and Dougie are going to be on the grill. Dougie, you want to tell them what we're making?
We're gonna make some Philly cheesesteaks, baby.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, old school.
Philly cheesesteaks, and obviously we'll have some dogs and stuff too. But yeah, we're gonna do some classic Philly style cheesesteaks. If you want provolone, that's fine too. But we're bringing the cheese whiz. So
with whiz, baby.
With the whiz. So and shout out to Other Half Brewing from Ramova. They were providing the beers as well, and we'll have plenty of whiskey and other tasty drinks for everyone else showing up. So please RSVP if you haven't already. Thanks to everyone who has. It's going to be a great time Saturday. And then also June 8th, it's going to be Southpaw's 21st birthday tailgate with our friends at Sox on 35th. Get ready because it's going to be brunchy. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of surprises. And tomorrow we got some stuff happening. Not going to say what yet, but some stuff is happening. And we got some teasers coming down this week of equipment that is going to be there for June 8th. So stay tuned on the socials for that one. But please RSVP for that one if you haven't already. It's going to be great. Mimosa bar, Bloody Mary bar, food. So we'll take care of everyone there. Going to be a great time. Lot B, get your tickets if you haven't already. Early morning tailgate, 10 a.m. So, all right.
Yeah.
That is our show. Thank you to everyone who liked, commented, super chatted, and followed along. We appreciate you guys. It was a fun episode. And we'll be back very soon. Guys, have a great week. Go Sox.
Go Bears.